Good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. The first departmental forum on circular economy on the island is being held today at the facilities of the Cultural Center of the Bank of the Republic.
The Environmental Corporation Coralina and EndCourt are holding the first Circular Economy Forum on the islands. The event has the participation of the Ministry of Environment, environmental entities, and national and international companies that will share their experience.
Este primer foro departamental de economía circular.
This forum of circular economy that is being held for the first time in the department, what it is about is to raise awareness and bring together different actors who have a social responsibility towards the management of waste that can be usable, such as plastics or PET. It is also to recognize small businesses and initiatives that are being generated in the department, such as the Schooner Bight Ethnic Association and Mistress Aminta's project in Providence, and to give them a recognition.
EcoRed, the business association that incorporates a culture of sustainable development through the public-private partnership, share about the Recycle Club, an initiative that seeks to strengthen companies with circular economy on the island and in turn implement sustainable activities.
What we want with this Reciclable project is to strengthen the quantities of plastics, cardboard, Tetra Pak, glass, our materials that are usable and that they are strengthened so that these materials do not go to the sea and that we take them out of the landfill to generate an income, social and environmental benefits from them. We are reaching 1 million Tetra Pak bottles collected that are not going to the sea. There are thousands of packages that helps, that generates industry.
This first circular economy fair seeks that island entrepreneurs open up to the art of recycle and marketing recyclable projects or ways that enables companies in circular economy.
The Ministry of Interior, through the Office of Ethnic Community Affairs, announced the progress made in the implementation of the Raizal Statute.
Regarding the Raizal statute, in the next few days, the ministry will review the statute to see exactly what was consulted with the Raizal Authority and what specific issues can be continued in order to at least establish what the future of the statute will be. I do not know if it will be defined in these days of government or if it will be a topic that will be left pending and structured for its review and the pertinent decisions will be taken.
The director also talks about the previous comments that were made about this statute.
When the statute arrived at the hands of the ministry's legal office, some final comments were made, and in view of those comments, what resulted is that we will make the definitive review to see what decisions are made in relation to the statute.
These recommendation questions and comments were also made at the local level through the prior consultations, so all the stakeholders were involved in the statute. In addition, the Ministry of the Interior knows that they are in dialogues to present a project to establish a Raizal seat in the Congress of the Republic in the next legislature that begins on July 20.
In other news, audiovisual filmmakers from the ethnic community will receive $800 million for the production of future films and a new call for proposals from the Ministry of Culture.
Colombia's ethnic diversity and audiovisual contribution are fundamental to completing the country's narrative and memory. For this reason, the National Council of Arts and Culture in Cinematography presented for the year 2022 the modality of feature films for racial equity created by members of the indigenous Black, Raizal, Palenquero, and Rum populations. This modality seeks to make the presentation, rooted and narratives of ethnic population known and expanded through the creation of cinematographic works narrated from their cosmovision, spiritualities, and cultures with the objective of contributing to racial equity in the country's cinematographic work. The total amount in market for this modality is 100 million pesos with a single incentive. It is aimed at projects for the production of feature female films or the national production or co-production presented by legal entities or organizations belonging to the indigenous, Afro-descendant, Black, Raizal, Palenquero, and Rum populations. This call for application is open to all interested persons.
The National Register Office has informed that no new jurors will be elected for the second presidential round.
voting jurors who served in the presidential elections last May 29th must return and perform their duties for this presidential runoff. The training will not take place in person. The jurors will receive the necessary educational documents and brochures in their emails. Starting this week, the National Civil Registrar's Office will notify the voting jurors who served in the last presidential elections so that they can again perform their duties in the second round to be held next Sunday, June 19th. Notification will be sent via text messages to the cell phone and email registered by each voting juror. Additionally, the jurors will serve in the same voting station and voting table assigned in the last presidential elections on May 29th. For this occasion, the training for the second round will not be held in person. The jurors will receive in their emails the link to enter the Integral Electoral Training System, where they will be able to download the step-by-step to enter the virtual course that will be conducted by the National Apprenticeship Service known as SENA. Likewise, in the notification email, you will find a link where you can download all the brochures, videos, and other pedagogical documents necessary to effectively carry out your training.
The Secretariat of Culture is on the move in the islands in compliance with its functions to ensure and promote culture on the islands to tourists and residents. The Secretariat of Culture makes the invitation to a big gospel concert to be held this June 12, 2022. An event that will highlight one of the oldest traditions of the department. The day was chosen strategically, taking into account that Sundays are the days when religious groups raise their voices in praise. The event will take place at the Morgan Canyon Plaza at 5 in the afternoon. And yesterday, a workshop on the design of tourism experiences through cultural manifestations of St. Andrews was held at the Tamarind Tree Cultural Center by the Ministry of Culture and the Secretariat of Culture and the department. The purpose of this workshop was to provide tools to culture promoters so that they can innovate in the tourism offer of their territory and carry out their own ventures. The workshop also worked on detecting weakness and opportunities to strengthen the initiative through the Orange Economy Forum. Teleislas News hereby rectifies an information regarding the publication made with the framework of the dialogue space that was held with the Controller General of the Republic on Wednesday, June 8, 2022.
In our midday broadcast of Wednesday, June 8, 2022, we published a note in which it was wrongly stated that the Governor Everett Harkins Shogreen was shining by his absence in the dialogue of participative follow-up to commitments of the emergency plan for the reconstruction of San Andres convened by the Comptroller General's Office of the Republic. We rectify and clarify hereby that the Governor was not shining for his absence, since in spite of not being able to personally attend the event because he's attending other commitments in his agenda related official negotiation for the benefit of the island community, he designated for such purpose the interim governor Randy Manuel Henry. We publicly offer our apologies and excuses to Governor Everett Harkins Shogreen and our viewers for the inaccuracy in the publication.
And now let's get to know other facts that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
To celebrate the World Oceans Day and close the Coralizate campaign of the hashtag Un Millón de Corales for Colombia in a project led by the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development and Conservation International Colombia, the allied organizations of hashtag San Andres Islas, Blue Indigo Foundation, and Coralina conducted a cleanup activity of midwater floating nurseries located in a sector known as Nirvana. These nurseries are home to approximately 10,000 coral fragments, which are endangered and critically threatened respectively, according to the Red Book of Marine Invertebrates of Colombia. The Botanical Garden of the National University of Colombia Caribbean Branch opens again the Eco-Recreational Vacation Program, an option for children of the department to invest their free time learning about the fauna and flora of the region. This initiative will be held from June 20th to June 30th from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Instructors and officials of the regional branch of San Andres Sena received training in sign language and the use of appropriate terms of address and identify people with disabilities in order to be prepared in each of the service lines such as training, employment, and entrepreneurship.
Desde mayo del 2021 hemos afiliado a más de 52,000 jóvenes al Fondo Nacional del Ahorro. Se han aprobado 12,000 créditos aprobados con subsidios para jóvenes propietarios.
And this is all for now. We see you tonight with more of Teleislas News. Good afternoon.